Buckle up, Buttercup. Live from Gloucester, Massachusetts. Podcasting around the world. You're listening to the Gloucester Cast Podcast, a production of Joey Shimataro and Good Morning Gloucester Media. Kick back, relax, and enjoy the show with your host, Joey Shimataro, and his crew of merry castaways. No piping plovers will be intentionally harmed in the production of this podcast.
Good morning. Good evening, Gloucester. How are you guys doing?
Good. We survived the hurricane.
The hurricane did not destroy the dahlias. We have that going for us.
Yes. That we were very, very pleased to see that everything looks good on the boulevard. Everything looks good.
I'm joined by Hazel Watkinson and Susan Kelly, Generous Gardeners, and we are going to talk about the America in Bloom competition, for which Generous Gardeners was nominated for 4 different awards. And this is a national competition. Am I right, Susan?
You're right, but actually, it's not Generous Gardeners who's getting the award. It's the city of Gloucester.
Oh,
I want to
on
emphasize
behalf
that. We are nominating the city of Gloucester for these awards, and it's America in Bloom is a horticultural. It's a horticultural program. It's part of the American Horticultural Society, and last year we won 2 outstanding achievement awards. One for flowers for the boulevard, and one for community involvement. Yeah. So this year we decided to apply for flowers again, and we're also applying for a special award for repurposing of an area. So we nominated the Elizabeth Gordon Smith Park for that, because I don't know if you remember, behind the tennis court, it used to be really overgrown and full of poison ivy, and a suitable location for, as we said, unsavory activities. So we've renovated that, and it's absolutely gorgeous with all the dahlias and roses and daylilies, and of course the 10,000 tulips that were blooming this spring. That really made that an amazing location. You could see it when you rounded the corner of the boulevard all the way at the end. It was. And what did Rosemary say? You could see it from the International Space Station.
The red.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, it's the work you guys have done, especially, all over the city really, but especially on the boulevard, has taken what was a former crown jewel of the city and just elevated it to this world-class destination. I would defy anyone to take a stroll down the boulevard and not be blown away by the work that you guys have put in, the tireless work, especially the volunteers. And everybody's pretty much a volunteer, isn't that right?
Everybody. Yep, we're all volunteers. Nobody gets paid.
Wow.
And it's it's a labor of love for all of us. It really is. Yeah. What?
Labor of love.
Labor of love, absolutely.
What was Hazel's involvement?
So Hazel is the voice. So Hazel, why don't you tell about the experience of producing this with Sean?
Okay, yeah, actually, so Susan asked if I'd consider, doing the voiceover for this video, and we'd written the script, and then Sean O'Loughlin, our wonderful videographer, was doing a great job, and he asked for a sound guy called Tony Goddess, who I believe is pretty famous in Gloucester, as he plays here in town. And he has a great sound studio, and I went along to that. So it was all getting really professional and weird for me. But anyhow, I sat in this sound booth and with the earphones on, and I read the script. And from there, they asked me to do some retakes, and then they played it all back on a computer sound system. And Tony was amazing, the way he chopped and spliced and everything, and the end result, I think, was pretty good. No, really nothing to do with me. There's a lot of people, experts who are really good at their roles. So anyhow, enjoyed it. It was great.
Yeah, and the video turned out great. But we do want to say, Cindy Deal and Judy Coquette also worked a lot on the script. My first tat at the script was way too negative according to theirs, so that we made it all very upbeat. You know, I tend to, but so I think it ended up being a really nice commercial for Gloucester.
Oh well, it's so fantastic. It really is. And Sean O'Laughlin, is that his name?
Yes, he's the producer. Cutbridge Productions is his company.
So can we find his work at cutbridgeproductions.com?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we put a link in. Maybe my producer Pat Dalpiaz will put a link again to. Oh, I think I have it right here. Hold on. I'm gonna for people that are following along on Facebook or YouTube. I just put a link in the comments, and you can find. Oh, also at the AmericanBloom.org, you can also find it. Sean, you're with us.
Really? Okay.
Sean's with us, but not by video. He just gave us a link. Hold on, I'll find that.
Okay.
Here we go. Put this in the. So people have all access to all the links where you can find all this information.
Great. And so I never kind of finished saying the 4 videos. So that we're doing the Outstanding Achievement Award for the flowers. Again, we're doing the repurposing of the Betty Smith Park for a special award, and then the video is a YouTube video competition. Yeah. And then there's Sean. There's Sean.
Hi.
There we go.
Okay.
How are you, Sean?
So I was just saying. So we were just talking about the video, Sean.
No, I've been listening in. Everything sounds great. You've been handling it very well.
Thank you.
I'm getting good at all this publicity Generous Gardeners gets. You know, it's a wonderful thing to be known for flowers. I mean, it's a good thing to be known for. But the 4th award is for All American selections for the flower beds we have at the tennis courts and at the Rocky Neck Park, right when you go in the Memorial Park when you go in on the left. So that was the 4th award. So, but the video one was the most fun, and the video one is the one that we think we have a good shot at winning. And they're going to be giving the awards out on a virtual symposium in the sky that anybody can watch. It's September 28th, 29th, and 30th, I believe, in the end of September. So that's when they're going to be making the awards for all of these.
So can you tell me, is voting still open?
Oh, it's not a public voting. They have judges. But I did just, if you're going to ask about public voting, I did just find out that Generous Gardeners is going to be on the Bank Gloucester community banking competition, and that is one where people can vote for us. So that opens up September 1st. And I want to make sure that people please vote for Generous Gardeners for that, because we spend a lot of money. we are really good at spending a lot of money. So we bought. I mean, I think we spent about $70,000 on the city last year. So
wow, holy mackerel!
And we made $25,000 with the garden tour. Actually, this year we made $30,000 with the garden tour. It was very successful. Wow. But that's still a big gap between what we actually spend and what we earn. So so we do count on private donations for that.
Very nice, Sean. I wanted to speak to you a little bit. What's your background in filmmaking?
I was a production assistant for about 3 years on commercials and TV shows. Then production coordinator for about 1.5 years on commercials. And in 2017, I took the leap and opened my own company, and we filmed the festival in 2018 and 2019 for the Seine boats.
Oh, wow.
And we've been in post-production during COVID for the past 2 years, but we have an hour and 24-minute feature all put together, just working on errors and emission insurance right now, and really happy to be able to jump on Susan's project in order to help her show the world what a beautiful job she's done and her generous gardeners have done for the city of Gloucester.
Yeah, no, it's been amazing. And how did they recruit you for the job? Do you know how it came about that you got the assignment?
I did some work with them back in 2019, and we did another video and the garden tour. And when this came up, Susan just asked, and I was happy to help out.
That's fantastic. So
yeah,
Susan,
we have another video on our website. If people want to go on our website, it's from 2019 that Sean did for us. It kind of is more the story of generous gardeners. And it's a little bit longer and there's more talking. And this one, this latest video is a lot more fun in the sense that it's just short and sweet and all about Gloucester, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's funny, like when we talk about the podcast, when we talk about the blog, there's not any town that you could do what we do, just like what you do, Susan, right? Like it's this canvas that we have to work with and the subjects and the spaces that we have. You don't just find that anywhere. We're fortunate to live here and have these places and the texture of all the different things that happen in town, between the art community and the music scene and the beaches and the incredible vistas and the restaurants and the shopping. You know, we have an incredible palette to put brushstrokes and make beautiful things happen. And I know you are just certainly a huge part. You and your group are a huge part of bringing that to light.
Well, thank you. I mean, we do. I mean, we love the rough charm of Gloucester, but it's nice to be a little bit prettier. 10 years ago, when I started this, there were a lot of places that weren't so pretty, and it's and now we have 65 volunteers, so we can get a lot done, and it's just amazing what you can do with that many people.
It's a huge impact. It's a absolutely. I mean, dollar for dollar. That was it $70,000? Did you say that
we spend? But it's $1 million worth of labor if you think about that.
Right. Well, that's what I was getting to, was that like that $70,000 seems like very little compared to the impact that provides. I can't think of anything that's providing a bigger bang for the buck as far as beautification for the city.
Right. I haven't actually done the math in terms of the thousands of hours. I mean, I don't know exactly how many thousands of hours, but I know that we put in thousands and thousands of hours, and landscapers are paid $45 an hour typically. So it's great. But back to the video, because I really want people to share this video around. We'd like to get as many people to watch it, and also again promote in Gloucester. We think it's will help revitalize the city. Not that it was not vital, but the pandemic did hurt all the businesses and restaurants, and it's wonderful that people are out and about now, but there's still a lot of recovery, I believe.
I agree. I think it's God's work. You're doing fantastic things. So how can people help? Like right now, what's the best thing they could do? Like what do you want people to do from here?
Well, they could join and they could become a volunteer if they want to help out. They could clean up in front of their building or their business, because there were 15 of us on last Tuesday that cleaned up Main Street because of all the weeds coming through the curbs and the sidewalks. That is not gardening, and that is not something that we like to do. But everyone was seeing the weeds on Main Street instead of our beautiful planters and the hanging baskets. And I'm watering those baskets every other day. So it was driving me crazy how horrible Main Street looked. And so we actually got a crew out. I mean, that we actually weeded sidewalks and curbs. Now, we're not going to do that other places in town. And now I see everywhere, if people could go out and weed in front of their house or their business, I just think Gloucester would look so much more cared for. I mean, it would just be, that would be helpful. You can also volunteer. We can also take donations. We are going to be doing a fundraiser sometime in October before the first hard frost. We're going to cut down all the dahlias on the boulevard and make bouquets and sell bouquets of flowers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that's going to be that'll be the most beautiful fundraiser ever. So that's our plan. We don't know exactly what day. It's going to be dependent on when the first hard frost is. I actually have a permit date that I probably should have had ready for this, but I will. People can always email me if they want this date. Maybe we can go on the show again right before that.
Sure, of course. Yeah, no, 100%. I think that people right now it's ragweed season, isn't it?
Yeah.
I see, like, because I have allergies right now are out of control. So if everybody does their part and takes care of that ragweed, maybe people won't be suffering so much as well.
Right, yeah. So do it for Joey. Do it
for me.
Joey.
Selfishly, that's all I care about. Yeah, do it for me. I don't care about that. I don't get over to the boulevard enough for it to impact me. But I'll tell you right now, the ragweed drive me crazy. No, if there's anything else that you'd like to add in closing.
Sean, do you want to say a little bit about when your new video is that going to be coming out? Is there anything? I'm happy for you to promote that too, because we do love your work, and I know it's all about Gloucester. It's about the Fiesta, right?
It is. It's we shot in 2018 and 2019. We shot the lead up to Fiesta and the kind of what is the festival behind the scenes, and then we followed a couple of the boat crews through the elimination races and then through the championships. And then in 2019, we shot a bit of the women's story. And we've been trying to piece things together over the past 2 years in post-production while dealing with COVID. And so right now we actually have our audio engineering and our coloring still ongoing. But we hope to have it all put together and ready to show before this coming Fiesta, and put it on a big screen in town, and just everybody can come in and enjoy the film.
In what way did COVID hurt your post-production?
Well, I had hired on a professional editor, my friend Josh Drake from Big Brick Productions, and when COVID hit, we were supposed to go and work with him, and we couldn't do that. And so I worked with my buddy Martin Christensen, and we learned how to edit on our laptop using Premiere Pro. And we spent thousands of hours editing this hour and 24-minute video. And so Josh is going to help us beautify everything, but we really had to slog it out without being able to go into a studio. And so that process of trial and error and learning and messing things up and having to go back and redo it, it really slowed us down.
Oh, there you go. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it works out for you. Do you have a timeline or when you think it's going to come to fruition?
I'm hoping to have it done in the next couple of months, but it'll definitely be done by this coming spring. Great.
Sounds good. All right, and you can check out your work at Cutbridge. What is it again?
Cutbridgeproductions.com.
Cutbridgeproductions.com. Check them out. I think we've put about 15 links to how you can donate to Generous Gardeners. Hopefully that works out.
Thank you.
Donate your time. I'm sure that you didn't get 65 volunteers by accident, because if it wasn't any fun or if anybody wasn't getting anything back from it,
it's lots of fun.
Feeling.
Yeah, it's lots of fun. We become a community. We really have become a community, and we have Wine Wednesday every month at somebody's house. So it's basically a party group. That's it.
I would have brought that up a lot earlier. I think you would have perked up a few ears earlier. The next time you do something with 1623 Studios, maybe you lead with that one, right?
Right, exactly. Okay.
Wine, we give away wine, and like all these women coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah, right. But we have a lot of volunteers who live in beautiful properties with their own gardens, and so we kind of move around to different people's gardens, and you really get to see different parts of Gloucester, and also again the garden tour is a big deal. People love to help with that, and that really brings people from all over to Gloucester. We had 600 people visiting Gloucester early July for the East Gloucester one. It was right in your neighborhood.
Oh yeah, no. When it happens, they're like ants crawling all over the place. It's amazing how, and these don't seem like they're well-heeled people that are going to be dropping some money in the restaurants afterwards as well.
Oh yeah, exactly. And they are people, and the people come and they stay for the weekend, and I'm really sure we had 600 people. We sold out. And we had time tickets this year for the first time, and that worked out really well. Again, the people said East Gloucester. Even people from Gloucester had no idea about the neighborhood in East Gloucester. It was a gardener's garden. Hazel was on the garden tour. Her gardens were one of the best ones, and it was really a fun event. And that's really our big event for the year. Next year it's going to be in West Gloucester. It's going to be on July 9th. And again, it'll be, time tickets, and, we'll be running, it'll be advanced purchase, but we'll be talking about that when it gets closer.
Fantastic. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anything you have, any kind of JPEG press releases you want to send me in the future, just send them along and we'll get the information out as timely as we can.
Great. Well, and you have Cindy Deal on yours. She actually posts on your site too.
Cindy is fantastic. She's got the 1 o'clock slot when she, So she is really great. All right, great. Everybody have a great day.
We'll see you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Little town with big news. 411, come get the scoop. Wake up with Joe and the rest of his crew. It's good morning, Gloucester, to you. Oh, it's good morning, Gloucester, to you. I say good morning, Gloucester, to you.